I'm a little bit sick, but I have all this pent-up energy and I really want to make a video, so I'm doing it anyway. There are two things making my life harder than it needs to be right now, other than the sickness part. The first is not knowing my right from my left. When I drive, I actually don't have this problem. Somebody will say, oh, turn right, and I'll immediately turn right. But when I tried to mount my camera onto the tripod, I said to myself, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and I still put it on wrong. I was really frustrated with it for a really long time because I kept turning my camera to the left and going, why isn't it working? It's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, not realizing that I was turning it to the left. The other thing that's complicating my life is this clock. It's this clock I got about 2 years ago, and it's powered by water and vinegar and lemon juice. Honestly, I think it's magic, but I'm not very science oriented. I'm sure there's some very basic science behind it. But anyway, I don't know what its deal is. It says 4:50 on the clock right now, and on my phone it says 4:54. And ordinarily I would just reset the time, but here's the thing. I reset the time a week ago when I discovered that this clock was 15 minutes slower than real time and it started causing problems. And when I did that, I set it for 3 minutes fast because I like to keep my clocks a little bit fast so I'm not late. And now a week later it's 4 minutes slow. So I've come to the conclusion that each day my clock slows down by a minute. This is such a first world problem, but that doesn't make it any less annoying to have your clock slowly be getting slower. So those are the two things making my life harder than it needs to be. So I'm usually not a big fan of those videos where people make book recommendations and makeup recommendations and whatever else recommendations, but I have one to give today. Something kind of popular right now is those 5-year journals where you write a thought each day. They line up by day so you can see a year later what you were thinking the year before. And I got one, but the one I got is a little bit different. Mine's called Q&A a day, and it goes for 5 years like the rest. And each day it poses a question to you. So instead of just writing random thoughts from your day, it actually asks you a question that you have to respond to so you can see what your point of view changes as the years go by. There's some really good questions in here. I actually like a lot of them. Some of them are kind of but a lot of them are really thought-provoking, and I would like to see what I think 5 years from now. The day I started, the question was, what would you like to tell your father? The day after that was, what's the best part of your life right now? And it seems really cheesy. I usually hate stuff like this, you guys, but as this is a time of great change in my life, I'm a senior in high school, and then 4 years after that will be college. That's a time when my point of view and my location and my opinions are going to change a lot, and so I want to be able to document it in a very concrete way. For instance, the best part of my life right now is going to be very different than the best part of my life in 5 years. And it's almost like having a very concrete time capsule into the years before. I think it's really fun and easy to chronicle your life in this way, because it only requires about a sentence of work each day. And in the past, I made my journaling endeavors harder on myself than they really needed to be, and I didn't stick with them. But especially having a question each day, I feel like will help guide. And if you don't feel like you have anything to say, it asks a question, and it's really nice. I don't know, I really recommend this. It was like $16. I'm sure you can get them online. I just keep it by my bedside table and do it every night, and it's simple. I had all this pent-up energy, and now I feel so lackluster, so I don't know if that's a better thing or a worse thing. I can tell I'm sick because literally I just looked at the camera and completely forgot everything I've just talked about. Like, I don't remember the first thing I said in this video, and that's really embarrassing.